The dining room smelled of roasted lamb and my mom's favorite jasmine-scented candles. The table was a mosaic of dishes: mashed potatoes, green beans, a slightly overcooked casserole my aunt swore was rustic, and the clink of wine glasses punctuated the low hum of conversation. It was Mom's 58th birthday, and we were all trying to keep things light, even though family gatherings always had a way of teetering on the edge of chaos. My dad was carving the lamb with the precision of a surgeon. My sister Leela was scrolling through her phone under the table, and my Uncle Ray was halfway through a story about his latest fishing trip. Aunt Carla, as usual, was nodding along while sneaking glances at her watch. I was 32, single, and comfortably numb in my routine as a graphic designer. My family wasn't perfect, but we'd always been functional. No big scandals, no skeletons rattling too loudly in the closet, or so I thought. That night, as the candles flickered and the wine flowed, everything I knew about myself started to unravel. It started innocently enough. Uncle Ray, his cheeks flushed from his second glass of Merlot, was rambling about how I'd always been the serious one in the family. "Even as a kid, Ethan," he said, pointing his fork at me, "you were always so deliberate. Not like Leela running around like a tornado. You were born old, I swear." Everyone chuckled, except Mom. She was cutting her lamb into smaller and smaller pieces, her knife scraping the plate with a rhythm that felt too deliberate. I caught her eye expecting a smile, but her face was tight like she was holding her breath. "Born old, huh?" Dad said, trying to keep the mood light. "Guess he got that from me." Uncle Ray snorted. "Nah, you're too much of a softie, Greg. Ethan's got that, what's the word? Gravitas, like he's carrying something heavy." Mom's knife stopped. The scrape, scrape, scrape went silent, and the air in the room shifted. Leela looked up from her phone, sensing the change. Aunt Carla reached for the wine bottle, too quickly, knocking over her glass. It didn't break, but the red liquid spread across the tablecloth like a wound. "Ray," Mom said, her voice low but sharp, "maybe let's not talk about Ethan's childhood tonight." Ray blinked, confused. "What? I'm just saying he was a serious kid." "Nothing wrong with that." "Leave it," Mom said, her eyes fixed on her plate. I frowned. "Mom, it's fine, he's just joking around." She didn't look up. "It's not fine, Ethan." The table went quiet. Dad cleared his throat, but even he seemed unsure how to diffuse this. Leela put her phone down, her usual smirk replaced by a rare look of curiosity. I felt a prickle at the back of my neck, like I was standing on the edge of something I couldn't see. "What's that supposed to mean?" I asked, keeping my tone light but feeling the weight of her words settle in my chest. Mom's lips pressed into a thin line. She set her knife down, her hands trembling slightly. "Nothing," she said, but it was the kind of nothing that carried 1,000 unspoken words. "Carol," Dad said softly, reaching for her hand. She pulled away. Uncle Ray, oblivious as ever, tried to laugh it off. "Come on, Carol, what's the big deal? We're just reminiscing. Remember when Ethan was born? You were so nervous you wouldn't let anyone hold him for weeks." That's when it happened. Mom's head snapped up and her eyes locked onto mine. They weren't angry or sad, they were raw, like she was seeing me for the first time. "You weren't there, Ray," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "You don't know what it was like." The room froze. Aunt Carla's hand hovered over her napkin. I can't tell what happened next in the short video, the full story on channel link below.